When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. 'Cause when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
Welcome back, everybody. DJ here from BJ Drinks Beer. DJ over here.
What's going on, everybody? Let me get my drink
Cracking
here.
a Fago for Tommy down here. Chef the ref.
As usual, it's a Dr. Pepper for me.
Super unprepared. Can we get a do-over? Let's do another take. Can I get
man. I think
well,
everyone should just
another
see how
take. All right.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. 'Cause when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
Yeah, man, I can only pop the Pago can one time though. So, but no, actually, it's orange, Tara. But you know, close.
Welcome back.
Again, Danger Ginger here. DG, how y'all doing? Sometimes, as always, Chef the Ref.
Yeah, made it. Actually had a work shift. Got here literally like 2 minutes ago. So, hi.
And here we go. He has barely any clue what we're talking about today.
I have no freaking idea, man.
Yeah. He doesn't know what's booked.
I know I saw a couple of things that happened last week. I can try and talk about them, including WWE
about some of those
that I'm back watching.
But yeah, real quick, Mr. Chef the Ref, how was the Weird Al concert? Tell us about that real quick.
Okay, yeah, a friend of mine who bought us tickets for our 50th birthdays, combined forces and went down to the Man Music Center last night. Yes, I had to get myself the Amish Paradise shirt there. It was absolutely just an amazing show. Puddles Pity Party opened up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, yeah, like seeing him perform live. He basically came out, put on a record player, and just sang his ass off for the entire time, and had video going behind him like that matched up with the singing and everything. So he went on for about half an hour or so. Great performance by Puddles, and then we got Weird Al. That was amazing. And my first time seeing Weird Al, 50 years old. I finally got to see Al. So happy. It was almost, like some people say, a religious experience. Sure, you could call it that. But yeah, obviously, just amazing to see him still performing all these years later, having this massive career that he's had that anyone should be dreaming of. Honestly,
it's not like he was out there doing drugs and having hookers. And no, he's a clean.
I mean, if you watch the Roku movie, then yeah, but but yeah. So there were parts like where they were doing costume changes and whatnot, where they'd put clips of stuff up on the screen, and like some of the clips were from Weird or like other there were interviews that he did from Al TV back in the day. There was his cameo from Naked Gun in there. It was just, and then like those were the costume change points. So you're not even paying attention while they're doing the costume changes. You're still entertained. Stuff's still going on, and yeah, then they're right back with the next song. And did polka early. They did there was about a 20-minute medley of just like greatest hits, like in the middle of the show. Pulled out the Fat Suit for Fat and sang in that. For the encore, we got both The Saga Begins and Yoda, with him dressed as Obi-Wan for the first one, quick costume change in the middle, dressed as Luke for Yoda. It was beautiful.
Sounds great. As Tara said, she's excited for the gathering of the Juggalos, as are myself and Chef. Also, have a good night at work. But since that's brought up real quick, not sure how well everybody will be able to read this, but
Oh yeah.
And I will run this down from top to bottom. Jordan Oliver for night 1. Jordan Oliver, Alex Price versus the Brothers of Funstruction.
That's going to be a crazy match. Can't believe
Roger
that.
Redacted versus Mickey Knuckles in a wartime death match. A street war grudge match between Too Tough Tony and Joey Janela.
Always bad blood between those guys.
What is it, the Cougar Brothers?
Cougar.
Yeah, the Cougar Brothers and Christian Napier versus That's Gotta Be Cocaine. Ethan Flo and Mosh Pit Mike. And then the Rejects and Masha Slamovich versus Big Al, and it's supposed to be the backseat, but we do know Tommy's injured. So it'll be interesting to see who steps in place for that.
Yeah. Who's JP going to find to fill in? We'll see.
And then Drew Parker versus Mr. 50s in a death match, shock and awe, whatever that means.
We're going to find out firsthand.
Yeah, and then a questionable allegiance 3-way. Bam Sullivan.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a first night of wrestling there.
Yeah, and that's not even the night I'm truly looking forward to. It is night 2. And I'm going to start this from the bottom up. A 20-minute battle royal with 10 stars from each promotion of JCW and GCW. And then in a Surrender or Die fighting 4-way, formerly known as Gigi Dolan, Priscilla Kelly, Big Al, Hollywood Haley J, and Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, Priscilla Kelly has definitely upped her personality since leaving NXT.
Yeah. Effie, the GCW World Champion Effie will be facing the Chocolate Juggalo Willie Mack.
Yeah.
And a live rounds being thrown match, whatever that is. The Outbreak with their manager Barnabas the Bizarre will be taking on the Rejects.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the hell live rounds means.
The Great Suzuki versus Caleb Conley with Greaves in his corner in a Know Your Enemy match.
Interesting.
Another Know Your Enemy match. Nick Namath, currently one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions, will be taking on Atticus Cougar. And in the
Atticus
main
doing double duty.
And then the main event of the 2 nights. For the JCW Championship in an exploding barbed wire death match.
Hopefully we get a real explosion.
The man who just won the championship and new JCW World Champion Matt Tremont will be defending the championship against Madman Pondo.
That's going to be a crazy match, and I have a feeling we're not going to get an AEW style fireworks display off of that one.
God, I certainly hope not. But yeah, I am definitely...
That's going to be more Japanese style.
Let alone a bunch of the musical acts that have already been announced I'm looking forward to, but...
So many musical acts. So many musical acts. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between all 3 of the music stages as much as possible. Yeah, that's plus seeing the sideshows and everything that I'm going to have to go and find. And then there's the after hours parties that I'm going to just got to go and see what those are about, because why not? So, and I'm not planning on much sleep. I think I'm probably going to catch about 6 to 10 hours worth of naps over the course of the entire week that we're there.
Yeah, right. But yeah, guys, we had a lot of great wrestling this week. And as we went off the air last week, we had immediately starting WWE Revolution. Or Evolution. I said Revolution. Rob,
yeah.
Sorry, Rob. Wyatt, what is going on, buddy? Hope all is good with you. Excuse me. But yeah, and all 3 of us actually watched the show together. It was a fantastic show.
Ended my boycott with that because Goldberg was nowhere to be found anymore. So thank you, Gunter.
I mean, I was waiting for Goldberg to come out and
And he
like
never
spear
did.
Becky Lynch or Tiffany Stratton, you know.
Maybe eliminate some people from the Battle Royal.
You know, maybe
Come on,
Jordan.
he's
Maybe we
not
get
Andy Kaufman.
maybe we get Jordan Grace versus Goldberg.
Okay, that would be a match I'd watch.
We have found the one Goldberg match that Chef the Ref will watch.
Maybe
Because I know that Jordan would kick the shit out of him.
I was hoping Goldberg would do a Santina kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nah, that's just Gilbert in a wig. But anyway, let's get to talking because we gotta start at Evolution.
Yeah.
And the women's intercontinental triple threat match. Becky Lynch retaining over Bayley and Lyra.
Yeah, I gotta find where my notebook went, but I believe 2 out of the 3 of us called that, and PJ, you just, went with Lyra because. Whoa.
Well, just real quick, we can jump ahead to Raw real quick. This isn't going to be the last shot Lyra gets.
No, it's not.
After her beating Bayley in a 2 out of 3 falls match this week, which was by the way, a fantastic match. I like how they did the first 2 falls kind of in the first 6-7 minutes of the match, and then we got to have a nice draw, another like 8, double that time of them actually in the ring competing. What did you guys think of the triple threat overall to start off at Evolution?
Good curtain jerker,
Yeah.
It set the tone for the night. It wasn't the most hard hitting affair. But it was a good. You got 3 women that you knew what you were getting out of them, and it was exactly what you expected those 3 to do. Go out there and put on a really solid opening match to get the crowd into it.
Yeah, I can agree with that, 100%. I thought all 3 ladies put on a good show, and I see Bayley as somebody who really doesn't need a championship to be legit. Even though I want to see her with one because I think she deserves it, but she doesn't need it right now.
Right.
And then next on the night was for the NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. We have JC.
Yeah, we had all of us picked Jordan Grace actually, so we were all to a fault wrong there. So
yeah, the Blake Monroe heel turn, which I think we all kind of saw coming in a way.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, I wasn't sure it was coming quite that soon, but I mean, I could see why. That's who she is. That's who she's going to be. Here she is. Here's Blake Monroe for you.
And there goes that tag team name down the drain.
Yeah, Glamour Muscles. We hardly knew you.
Yeah, faces.
Now, after that, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way with Raquel and Roxanne retaining against Sol Ruka Azaria, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and the Kabuki Warriors. I thought that was a really good match as well. That had a lot of exciting spots in
it. I was happy to see the Kabuki Warriors officially reunited with like actual music graphics made for them as a tag team and everything. But we all knew that Roxy and Raquel were holding on to this. It plays perfectly into the story with Liv being out of there.
Especially now.
Yeah, now Roxanne's going to take everything from Liv the same way that Liv did from Rhea.
I do think if Liv didn't get injured, we might have seen the title change, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's just my opinion, because now all of a sudden you got a breath of fresh air and interest into a storyline that was already interesting as it was.
Yeah. With Liv's injury, somehow the storyline evolved to something better.
Yeah.
But I mean, not wishing an injury on anybody, let alone Liv Morgan. But I mean, if something bad happens, best you can do is hope that you can get some good creative out of it. And they have definitely gotten a better storyline than they could have possibly hoped for handed to them with what is a terrible injury for their roster.
Yeah. And then after that, we get our WWE Women's Championship match with Tiffany Stratton retaining against Trish Stratus, which I thought was a good match.
It was a fine match. It wasn't the highlight of the night or anything. I mean, you knew what you were going to get. Trish Stratus, she's a Hall of Famer, but she got her style that she wrestles with. Tiffany Stratton, we know what she's going to bring to the table every time at this point, and it was a good, solid match between the two of them, but it was never going to be the highlight of the night.
No, definitely not.
Not enough storyline there.
Yeah, and then there's like a 60-year-old woman working the match. I mean,
no. Trish is just 50, so she's my age, but she looks way better than me.
she does look amazing for her age. I wouldn't I just seeing her on the street, I wouldn't think she was any older than 30.
Yeah,
maybe.
So, but it was a fine match. I would give it a solid B plus. So it felt fine. It was a good spot on the card for it.
Yeah,
it was what it needed to be.
Yeah,
it was in the spot it needed to be in because we know what's the next big milestone for Tiffy is, and her just defeating Trish Stratus. She defeated a Hall of Famer, one of the women considered the greatest woman of all time in WWE when it comes to women's wrestling.
Yeah, her and Lita can be argued brought the women's division into that next level when they did at the end of the
they were definitely fighting for their spots. I mean, they were the first women to ever main event Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Yeah, and they earned that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, we got our no-holds-barred match with Jade Cargill and Naomi with Bianca Belair as the referee, who actually did a better job being a ref this time.
She did her job. She didn't get cross and leave.
Yeah. So, again, another match that pretty much was what we expected it to be.
But this was one of the ones we could have seen going either way, but it makes more sense for Jade to win because you don't want her looking weak going into SummerSlam against the champ.
Right.
Unless and the champ's the
Naomi one. And Naomi already had the money in the bank. She had the briefcase with her. She didn't really need the win against Jade right there. Bianca as the special ref, we kind of had a feeling which direction this was going to go. And it went pretty much how we expected it to, with Jade coming out on top and making herself look just that much stronger.
Yeah. And then after that, boy, the women's battle royal. I will say one thing. This was the one match though that we've all been like, this is where we get our surprises, right?
Yet the top two were picked by DG and myself.
And I had what, the number 4?
Yeah. Yep. We had 3 out of the top 4.
Which is pretty good, I would say. But Stephanie Bakir ends up winning by eliminating Lash Legend, which were me and Chef's picks.
You had to just feel that Stephanie it was her time.
I mean, I'm not arguing, but you know what? It shows just like with Roxanne being the last person eliminated in the Royal Rumble by Charlotte, that they had Lash Legend being the one to make it down to the end.
Yep.
And even at that point, there were still points where we're watching it and we're both like,
either one could win this.
Yeah, like it's like, wow, this is interesting.
We're sitting there marking out, cheering for our women. I'm sitting there, come on, Steph, get her. And DG's like, come on, Lash.
And that fight went on to the apron until Steph was able to eliminate her. It was a great battle royal, a lot of fun spots in it. I just felt like, I get it was the last match before the main event, but it definitely didn't feel like something as a cool down. With all the entrances. The cooldown was all the entrances. And I just feel like it could have had some surprises in it. Like, this show, like, I appreciate them showcasing what they have, because we will always say there's something to be said about showcasing your division. But when you have an opportunity to have a couple surprises thrown in there, like maybe a Brie Bella being in that match as well, but she was apparently never contacted, or somebody like AJ Lee just coming in for a battle royal. You have Michelle McCool on LFG right now that you could have used that to just bring some eyes. Hell, oh wow, yeah, she's back around. What's she doing?
Well, I mean, according to Michael Cole, Candice Michelle was coming back.
Boy, what a botch!
There was that really good Kofi style spot. Who was that? Lash Legend?
No, that was
No.
Kalani Jordan.
Kalani
Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. She did it. The handstand, walking herself back to the ring. That was very Kofi Kingston-esque, but almost, a little better, because she actually pulled it off and didn't wind up flat on her face off the chair.
Well, that's one of the couple times everything Kofi does is very ambitious when it comes to Royal Rumbles and Battle Royals. Let's be perfectly honest here. Some of the things are very ambitious, and it's amazing he pulls them off.
Yeah, except for the times when it's very ambitious and he falls on his face.
That wasn't his fault, though.
And now...
Yeah, it was the chair's fault.
Yeah. But now, let's talk about the main event of Evolution.
If
For
it
the
wasn't
women's
for this
World
match, then that Battle Royal could have been the match of the night.
Yeah.
For the Women's World Championship, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. And Rhea has never beaten Io. And boy, did these two women go out there. And put on a show. They had a great match in the ring at ringside. The ref gets knocked out, and they end up all over the arena fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these two women had everything in their tank that they just put into this match. It was insane watching them just go that hard at each other and just give it their all. And just to see them put on the type of match they did, and just then knowing where it's going while I'm talking about the middle of the match, just seeing what they were doing and knowing where it's heading, it's just looking back at it makes it that much more intriguing in the match. And, eventually you get to what looks like we're coming towards the end of the match, and who decides to make her appearance but Miss Money in the Bank 2025, Naomi.
Oh, now, just real quick. Let's just put it into perspective the moment, because you're so.
There was a match of the year candidate happening already before she came out.
Yeah, so just looking at that, and then we're sitting there caught up in the moment. Rhea has the match essentially won.
Yeah.
And now let's be honest. And they even call it out when they do her celebration or whatever, and she comes out to speak on Monday Night Raw. And they call the fans, everybody expected me to cash in at SummerSlam on Tiffy or Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, we just thought storyline-wise. But then again, you're kind of going to copy what could possibly happen with Seth Rollins if CM Punk were to come close to winning a world championship. So I guess you don't want, and it did, and as most people would be like, oh, that ruined. No, it took away a winner from a one-on-one match, but it was an incredible moment to cash in on.
It didn't ruin anything for me.
No,
it ruined nothing for me. No, I thought that was a great moment.
I mean, for some of us fans that would just be into the match, we want to see who wins, because Rhea's never defeated Io one-on-one, and Rhea still hasn't beaten her one-on-one, because again, as soon as she was in a position to win this match, with Naomi or Bianca Belair happens. It's a conspiracy against Rhea, I tell you.
Yeah, I'm not sure about conspiracy, but there's definitely some bad timing and bad luck that she has with that.
But I will agree, that is 100% a match of the year candidate. And I would say now, before we move on, just with this match alone, that was the match on Evolution. That was the match of the night.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of these matches were really good. Like, a lot of these ladies had to go out there and be like, oh, is that what we're following?
Right.
That's not a feeling anybody ever wants, you know?
Yeah.
Especially Triple H and Chris Jericho.
Well, yeah, they were the main event, but yeah, there was a women's match after The Rock and Hulk Hogan between that.
Yeah, and that crowd was still recovering from Hogan and Rock when that main event started. You know that. You were there.
Yes, I was. Yeah, that was a hell of a hangover for that next match, and then we just kind of stayed for the Triple H and Jericho match just because it's happening and we need to see who wins it. Okay, Triple H won. All right, yeah, bye. Like, he's up there celebrating and everyone's just like filing out to the exits, barely looking at him at that point.
Yeah.
Just there, hey, where's everyone going?
So then, on to Monday Night Raw now. On to this week. And since we ended Evolution with that main event, that's where Raw picks up. And as I said earlier, Naomi came out talking about everything. But before she could get much further after bringing up what I said earlier and warning the roster to proceed with caution, out comes Rhea. Out comes Io. You know, they both want a rematch.
Of course
they both want their shots at the championship, which they both rightfully deserve a championship match, I would say, at this point, because they were both cashed in on, and we never got the outright winner. Well, with them all arguing in the ring, Naomi goes to try to leave. Adam Pearce comes out, and we get one of our first actual booked matches for SummerSlam that's not a WWE Women's or WWE Championship match. And that's for the Women's World Championship, a triple threat between Naomi, Io, and Rhea.
Yep. Yeah, had to see this coming with the way that match ended. There was no way you could deny Io or Rhea being in that match. It had to be a triple threat. No other way.
I'm saying it right now. Naomi retains.
I agree.
I agree with you.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a person cash in Money in the Bank and then immediately drop the title, neither.
Yeah.
So somewhere, but it just feels like slightly too soon.
It feels like Naomi's actually earned this title.
Yeah.
And so
I want to see this run. I want to see her at least through the summer, maybe get to like Survivor Series.
Yeah. Yep. Survivor
maybe
Series
even Royal Rumble. Maybe.
Let's see how it's going around Survivor Series.
You know, she could lose the title at the Rumble and then also be in the Women's Rumble match.
Yeah.
Or lose it right before the Rumble. You know, because there could be a Saturday night's main event working its way into there.
Something like that, sure. Well, there is a Saturday night main event working into there, Cena's last show.
Yeah. But yeah, I will say this. One of the things I enjoyed this week was the backstage segment with Judgment Day. Immediately following that. Oh, man. That was great. And then those ladies beat the Kabuki Warriors.
Yes, they did.
In the following match.
Yep, just more of, Roxy just ingratiating herself into the group. Bye-bye, Liv.
Okay. What did you guys think of the backstage interview with Heyman, Breakker, and Bronson Reed this week? They had a little... They talked about Rollins' injury and stuff like that.
I felt like it did its job with Heyman saying, look, he's got until June to cash this in. So until he can't cash it in, it's Seth Rollins' briefcase. You've got nothing to worry about. We're not going to comment any further on it. That's all he had to say. That's pretty much exactly what I expected Paul Heyman to say.
And then we already kind of talked about the 2 out of 3 Falls #1 contenders match for the Lyra and Becky at SummerSlam. Does Lyra get the title back at SummerSlam?
Woo.
feel like she does. If it's a one-on-one match, if it is a one-on-one match, then
Yes,
I
it
feel
will
Lyra
be a
does.
one-on-one.
If it stays a one-on-one match, then yes, Lyra does. if
I don't know.
it's not, then if someone somehow weasels their way into this match, I give third person the win.
I mean, I don't think anybody
Becky walks
weasels.
out.
I could
I
see
think-
more somebody coming out and maybe costing Lyra the match. To move, maybe a Becky or a Bailey heel turn.
Maybe. I mean, Bailey's
Because it
like,
seems like they want Lyra as a baby face right now.
Yeah.
Bailey could go either way with the story they've been telling recently.
and we've seen Bailey do good heel work before.
Yeah. Loved the interaction with Chelsea and Stephanie Vauquier this week backstage as well.
Yep.
Absolutely loved it. It looks like that could be a bit of a feud going forward for her, or at some point leading
good
up
with
to
it.
Clash in Paris
I
her
am perfectly
championship
fine
match.
with that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
What about the Karrion Kross promo, the video package we saw this week?
It's about damn time.
Yeah, he's getting significant TV time now. We just need to start seeing him in the ring a bit more.
Yep. Yeah, this is what they need to do with him. Get him in the ring, let him be a beast there, and let him keep doing this promo stuff. This is Karrion Kross.
Let him keep being like the devil on the shoulder, like getting into his head.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I'm loving this character work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, he's always been good with that stuff.
Yep.
Like, you just could even go back and look at other stuff. You could be like, he's green, but he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just putting
as long as he's
together.
not dressed like a gladiator.
Until this character, he's been very one-dimensional. Like, none of his characters really varied that much. It was always just like the angry psychopath, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it worked for him. And now all of a sudden, we're getting to expand on that some. And
This has
see
got
these
motivation
other
added.
Yeah.
There's motivations to this.
I mean,
There's
Vince making him that gladiator thing really kind of killed all the momentum he did build up in NXT.
People should have
think
given Vince a chance. That would have been his best character.
I think Vince was looking to create a character that would give him an excuse to cut Cross.
Yeah.
So, and he found it.
And we get a quick match, not a quick match, but a breather, which was Nikki Bella defeating Chelsea Green. Chelsea Secret Hervis attacks Nikki, and Stephanie Vauquier makes the save. You know, so it looks like we're setting up with something with that temporarily, you know. The backstage segment with Adam Pearce, Grayson Waller, and the New Day. Oh God, dude, there's just some guys I don't need to see in the ring, and I'm completely entertained. Like the R-Truth when he was doing the whole comedy thing. Like, you did not need to see him wrestle, and you still want to see him on TV every week.
Yep.
Captain Heel, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Pasa.
Did we get the nice interaction with Judgment Day immediately following that? And because Dom was ringside during the tag team match with Raquel and Roxanne, and Pierce is like, "Hey, you look kind of good out there, you know." So I heard you're going to see the doctor. They clear you next week. You'll be defending your title against AJ at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Which, yes. Which I was about to say, this won't be the first time we talk about AJ today on the show.
Yep. Phenomenal.
We have Gunther come out. I'm sorry. Backstage interview with Rusev. You know, looks like we're setting something up with him and Sheamus again. You know, which I'm okay with, because those two guys will just beat the living crap out of each other, and we'll eat it up all day. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not facing Rusev at SummerSlam. Whoever booked that, we have a problem, all right?
He said, yeah, man, he said he's going to smash gingers or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I heard a rumor that they might want me to referee it.
Okay, sure. Yeah. He'll just pick you up and use you like a lawn dart.
I'll allow it. But yeah, so following that is the main event of Monday Night Raw, a number one contenders gauntlet match, which features Braun Breaker, Penta, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. That is a lineup, and that you look at that. Now, just looking at the only name that doesn't really pop to me at the moment to get the spot would be Penta. Not because he doesn't deserve it, just because I feel like there's other things for him to be doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And unless Seth was the champion, then it might make a little bit of sense.
Yeah. The Penta definitely belongs in the match, but yeah, I don't think he necessarily is ready to win that match yet.
He's not at the top of the list yet. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah,
Give
he
it a
belongs
little
in the
bit
match,
of
but he's not getting the penciled in to win.
He just put the list.
Yeah.
There you go. So the match starts out with Braun Breaker and Penta, and those two put on a good show.
Oh yeah.
Just to start off a gauntlet match, Braun Breaker defeats Penta. Out next, LA Knight. They put on a good one. But Breaker beats LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we get Jey Uso, which now the last two names, LA Knight, Jey Uso, legit picks to win this.
Yep.
And Breaker and Uso put on. Braun Breaker's just a machine. He's not human.
Yeah. Oh no, he is destined for world championship sooner or later.
Wherever he goes, he's destined to be world champion.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And him and Jey Uso, great match. Braun beats him. And the last man, CM Punk and Braun Breaker.
The only reason Punk won this is because he came out last.
You know what? I almost want to argue that because CM Punk did not look like at points he was going to win that.
No, like I said, the only reason he won was because he came out last. If he came out in the spot where Uso did, he does not win that match. Because Braun is just that much fresher.
You know what, though? At the same time, Braun Breaker was the perfect person to choose to go from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely. Have him
but
go
at the same time, I can kind of understand because how can Braun Breaker why would you give Braun Breaker a title shot if Seth Rollins has Money in the Bank?
Backstage tension in the storyline.
Because but for me, it's a little too early for that. This group is still kind of fresh and new. It's a little too early still.
True.
That wouldn't really come into play until further on down the line.
Which
would be
April or May.
What would make it more interesting was if Rollins would be the one to come in and cash in, and he cashes in during a Breaker World Title match.
Ooh. Yeah,
but even then, that has to be somewhere down the road.
Right.
It's still too soon for that. But I'm okay with CM Punk winning. I have no problem with it. It's not Braun Breaker's time. And something we will now talk about, which is a talking point for today's show. After the match now, Bronson Reed's out there already. They start running down on CM Punk. Jey Uso returns to the ring, trying to make the save. They both get taken out. As they're being set up, being stacked for a giant tsunami to both of them, we get the return of OTC and our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, who comes out and makes the save for these guys. We get after all that, which Roman looked good coming out there. He looks ready to go. He's an attraction now. He doesn't need to be there every week. Captain Heel, at the moment, yes. I would assume the Oracle carries that briefcase everywhere with him.
Yeah.
He is the guardian of Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. But it does have Seth's shield right at the top of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
It's still Seth's briefcase. Paul's just the vehicle for it.
before you had hopped in right before we went live, me and BJ were kind of talking about this and just having a general discussion. I kind of had it with you that I kind of hope at some point they just let the Money in the briefcase fade into the background with the storytelling so that we
Everyone
get to
kind
a
of
big
forgets about it
moment.
a little.
Yep. Because just like the idea that even though we knew Naomi had the briefcase during that Io and Rhea match, in the moment we weren't thinking about her coming out and
Not at all. And
we were not even thinking about the possibility of a cash in. We didn't even think about it previewing the show last week.
it's because she had that match against Jade, and we're all like, "Yeah, Jade's going to beat the crap out of her." They're not even thinking about her cashing in
But
later that night.
I mean, even just the idea of it, it didn't cross our minds because we were all kind of set on the path of Naomi and Jade WWE Women's Championship feud. But now Naomi's on Raw. We've finally gotten away. Jade's gotten rid of her. Now she just needs to get rid of Bianca and we'll be good.
Yep. Yeah.
And Naomi went ahead and
okay, hold on. That comment there.
Huh.
That would be interesting.
Sells it to The Rock, and then The Rock
that would be
controls
kind
the
of
Money in the Bank
interesting.
briefcase. And then The Rock decides who gets the shot and when.
Oh, hold on. But what if Cena turns face, Rock cashes in on Cena and takes the title, vacates the title, or hands it off to who he thinks deserves to be champion. And he picks his champion. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen something like that happen. Where somebody, and he says he's a board member and has the power within storylines. Who's going to tell him no?
Yeah, good point. But wow, Jesus Christ, I hadn't that. Wow,
yeah,
that really opens up some bad possibilities there.
Yeah, I mean, it would all depend on the lead up to it. It just can't randomly happen. There has to we would need a reason.
Yeah.
Why, like, of something. Like something that happened that would present that to happen. But at this point, I really don't want to see The Rock. Not that I mind it. It's just the last time we saw him, we thought it was going to lead to something big at WrestleMania. And we were just left twiddling our thumbs looking at John Cena like, damn, he really just ruined WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so at SummerSlam, CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Does CM Punk walk out champion somehow?
It's entirely possible. I don't think it happens, but
maybe the ref gets knocked out. Reed and Breaker come down to attack CM Punk and make sure he doesn't win the title, and it backfires. They accidentally take out Gunther, and CM Punk's able to clear the ring with help maybe from Jay and Roman, and Punk wins the championship due to their mess up. So that Gunther doesn't necessarily look weak, and CM Punk's just seen taking advantage of the opportunity as he should.
Regardless of how it goes down, I'm definitely seeing Punk win. I feel like Gunther did what he needed to do as champion with the Goldberg match, and now there's really not much for him. Whereas,
here's my question. Here's my question, real quick. With Jey Uso just winning the title at WrestleMania, dropping it 31 days, 51 days later, something like that. Short reign, wasn't all that long. For Gunther to beat him, have one title defense against Goldberg, and then lose in his following title defense to CM Punk. Is it too soon to swap the title again?
No.
I think the best way
used to have titles swapped around this fast.
I mean,
think
I would think the best way to do it would be that Gunther gets accidentally taken out somehow in interference of going after Punk, so that somebody else necessarily does the damage. Because I can't see CM Punk doing the damage needed to put Gunther down.
true.
So there has to be something there to shift.
You can get the Anaconda Vice.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Gunther tap out and lose the title again.
Yeah.
You want to talk about taking all the steam off of somebody at this point. At this point, they should have set up Travis Scott versus Jelly Roll. Winner advances to Bad Bunny.
Just have none of those people ever involved in wrestling again.
Oh God!
I
Unless it's Pete Rose.
Look. Let's just make it a 4-person tournament, and we'll do it when Pat McAfee returns. All right. Okay.
No.
Hey, that would be interesting. What if Rock bought the Money in the Bank briefcase and gave it to a heel Cody?
Cody Lander.
I don't know. These are all like pretty far fetched.
I mean, what if like CM Punk really is teaming up with Paul Heyman the whole time, and he's going to win from Gunther with help from Heyman and Breaker and Reed?
No.
No.
It's just when it comes to a lot of that stuff. It's very weird positions to be in.
There's a lot of possibilities, but it's like what's within the realm of possibility. Like what is something that would make sense for them to do? You know? Not just doing something.
Watch from the briefcase.
Oh man!
Unfortunately,
That's
Christopher
beautiful.
Walken has the watch, and it's a very uncomfortable place.
So, talk some NXT now.
Sure.
We'll step back because this
Let's talk
will
about
go.
it.
Yeah, because this will go forward later to us talking about TNA Slammiversary,
Which is happening in just over an hour.
Yeah. Well, the pre-show will start in just over an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we start NXT with Fatal Influence coming out, talking about their half successful weekend, I guess.
Yep.
And talking about
or
the
for
match.
Michael Cole, Fatal Attraction.
Vintage Cole. Never be sorry. Never be sorry.
Yeah, this is why we will love you in the chat, Captain Hill.
Man, this is why we have a quote from you. But yeah, we have Fatal Influence come out talking about their weekend, and JC Jane starting to hype up her match that will be happening tonight, which we will give our predictions on later, for the winner takes all for the Knockouts and NXT Women's Championships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, setting up a 6-person tag for later in the show. It's cool seeing Masha on WWE TV in any form because she's not somebody I ever thought would be there.
Yeah, and here we are. Here she is. And then we're going to get to see her live at the Gathering too.
Yeah. Just real quick, throughout the night, they show previews from the D'Angelo family, from everybody talking about their history with the group coming together, which I really loved all those video packages to go through the history of the D'Angelo family.
Yeah.
I thought they were all
on that
very
whole thing.
Yeah, I thought they were very well done. That's a match which I can't wait to get to talk about, because there's a lot of cool things in that match I saw to move forward with. But our next match, our first match of the night, was the Dark State versus Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and Trick Williams, which ends in disqualification or is no contest, whatever.
However you want to call it.
And we have a brawl happening, Dark State gaining an advantage. And then the System comes out for the save, and we have TNA standing tall in the ring together.
Yeah, I did not foresee the system coming out and helping with this. Like, that was not on my bingo card at all.
But it looks like if it's one thing that's holding true right now is whatever's going on with the TNA championship, that the TNA stars want their championship back.
Yeah, that is the one unifying thing. They want their brand representation back.
Yeah, which, speaking of TNA real quick, got this. Let me take off the banner for a moment there. Some potential landing spots, which apparently might include Tubi.
Okay.
That's
fair. That's
which
fine.
or Fox Sports 1 at the moment.
Okay, that's
there's a possibility of
better.
A&E. There's a possibility of A&E. I don't expect one of the major stations to pick them up, but I expect something.
We don't even have Spike TV around anymore for them to go to.
Oh God! Somebody should just make a TV station and bring back Spike TV just to sign TNA Impact onto the station. That would be beautiful. But no, also something else with TNA
Where's
is
P4 when we need it?
Something else interesting as well with all this is that WWE, specifically NXT, Shawn Michaels, and a lot of the producers there and everything have actually been putting together video packages for TNA to use with their people, and also helping them make their show look better and flow a bit better, which it really has been.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says when it comes to who's going where. Guess what? TNA's getting exposure going on NXT every week. And you know what? NXT, and TNA's benefiting from the knowledge of a better product and making their products flow better and helping them with negotiating this TV deal in some form.
Yeah, I love that like WWE is kind of building them up right now and helping them shortcomings, you know.
Yeah. And even if there's a chance that the TKO company as a whole were to buy. So you don't have 5 on it, you've got 3 on it. So, like, if there's even a chance, let's say TKO would buy TNA and bring them under that umbrella, if it's anything we've seen already, any of the companies, what is it, Power Slap, UFC, and WWE, under that umbrella, are all still their separate companies, just under one name and one big corporate figure.
It's like the Unilever of fight sport.
You know, and it would be cool to see if that were to ever happen. I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as it's not something like WWE directly buying them to absorb them in.
Right.
They already did that with AAA.
Well, and WCW, UCW.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm more talking. WCW, ECW, the territories back in the '80s, stuff
Captain
like
Heel, as long as Hogan stays away from everybody.
Yeah, no, Captain Heel, Hogan, he needs to just stay in a cave somewhere, really.
In the bottom of the ocean.
Can we feed him to Mike Tyson's tiger?
Sure. I think the tiger might throw up, though.
That's not my problem.
But you don't want to poison the poor tiger.
So
who knows what the hell's in Hulk Hogan's body?
So we had the possibility of seeing something interesting this week, and I thought it was interesting. I was disappointed the match actually didn't happen, and that was Callie Armstrong. And if you do not know who she is, from the Evolve brand on Tubi, she is their inaugural Women's Evolve champion, which is the developmental brand to the developmental brand. I guess they would be AA and NXT's AAA. In baseball terms, Raw, SmackDowns, that's the show.
AAA just got bought by WWE.
Not that AAA. I still consider them their own brand, and that's just a foothold for them in Mexico. I think that's another company, who's most likely going to stay their own company still. They're just going to have the WWE backing them and putting their fingerprints on everything of how it should be done. And a lot of the stuff they've already started doing in WWE, like the advertising stuff, New Japan and Mexico have been or Japan and Mexico have been doing it for years already. So, whatever. As long as they stay their own company, there's a talent exchange here and there. It's all good. Let's see. Hogan versus Jelly Roll and You Got Me Brothers Steel Cage match. Only if it happens in JCW.
I want to see Jelly Roll run into Hogan through the cage, and then they both fall to the floor with the cage underneath them.
But
Hogan
anyway,
in the middle of everything.
Because this spawned from this match against Carmen Petrovic spawned from a backstage thing of them arguing with each other. But the match really never gets started because Jordan Grace pissed the hell off, comes out, destroys both these ladies, calling out Blake Monroe. We get Robert Stone and what's her name? Stevie
something.
Talk about yes, there is some news on the WWE.
Tyler
Welcome
Helton,
to the
nice
show,
to
by
meet you.
the way. The WWE ID program. They will be they will be crowning their first champion during SummerSlam weekend, which I can't think of the names off the top of my head. I saw it earlier, but that's really exciting. So I think they already crowned the ID Women's Champion.
That's cool. So the belt's now just going to kind of float around the indies and get won by different people on the ID system.
Yeah, so people that WWE has their eyes on, it helps elevate them to another point. It helps with WWE just having it out there, and that's even with them working with GCW. Because GCW is the one hosting all that stuff for the most part. It'll be on their show, the crowning of the champion. And they've been doing talent exchange, not a talent exchange, but they've been allowing their talent to go over there and compete in blood sport and stuff like that. Charlie Dempsey, Natty, just to name two.
Lola Vice, I believe, did one. Shayna Baszler, I know. Yep.
I think Karrion Kross did one, didn't he?
Yes. So cool. Yes. So did he? Yeah. So, but yeah, back to this whole Jordan Grace. They come out. Next thing you know, she's calling out Blake Monroe. We get a video package that Blake Monroe will be having her debut match on NXT next week, and that she has invited an angry Jordan Grace to sit at ringside for it.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. Just egg her on. Egg her on. Yeah, just poke the bear.
Now, something else that was set up this week for NXT next week. There was Trick Williams being mad about everything that happened out in the ring and how nobody came out to stand up for him and whatnot. He runs into some of the contestants from LFG.
Uh-huh.
And one of them, or two of them, I think, were Undertaker students or guys in the competition. And Trick name drops Undertaker. And then as the segment ends, the one guy looks at his phone and it's Undertaker calling him. And now we will have Undertaker on NXT next week. I think Trick Williams, the Undertaker's the Undertaker, and I think that's one person I wouldn't want to piss off.
Playa.
Yeah, you go one-on-one with the Undertaker. Let's see. We get booked for the following week, Jasper Troy and Ricky Saints as well, after a backstage thing with Ava. Now, what did you guys think of the triple threat with Tony D'Angelo, Stax, and Luca?
I didn't see it. I only heard about it.
I thought it was fine. I mean, it was the culmination of the whole storyline, and everyone got had the upper hand at one point or another. Luca even had a chance to impress a little bit in there. Beyond Stax, I expected to have a good showing. Luca, I had the lowest expectations for coming in. Tyler, absolutely agree with that. I'm going to be watching it as soon as it comes on.
We will actually be previewing the show shortly, giving our picks
for tonight. Yeah, but back to the family match there. Yeah, I felt like this was the proper way to have it end with the Don coming out on top. Yeah,
I
proving
could
why he was the Don.
yeah. I could see why though in a world to where Luca kind of could have came out on top in that match. Like I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like I think Tony's gonna win, but I would be okay with the Luca win because it kind of puts him in a position to maybe feud with Stacks and Tony moves on.
Yeah,
Have him pin Stacks. Tony doesn't get pinned or anything. But no, a couple things that stuck out to me in this match. Like that they had the callback to his debut and becoming the Don when he earned it with having the hat and then him putting it on the turnbuckle, and it sat there for the entire match. And then after the win, after that match, the spear spot through the wall, I absolutely love. Like that is one spot that you can expect in NXT, just like you expect somebody to almost get murdered in the NXT parking lot when they're walking through it.
facts.
I absolutely loved how they did it. I loved the storytelling throughout the night leading up into the match. And I'm very excited to see where Tony goes from here now because the character could be called up soon. He could get the call up soon now.
Yeah, I definitely happening sooner than later.
Yeah,
and
feels that way.
I would be interested to see how that works. I don't expect it to be right away though, because I think we gotta reestablish him as not having the backup no more.
Right.
Like we know that he's beaten Obafemi. We know what he's done. But he's also had people cheer behind him in his corner, whether they interfered or not, rooting him on. Now he's going to be out there on his own. So build that up real quick. Maybe even have him inserted into an NXT title picture to be able to give him his send-off properly. But I thought they did great. I loved as he was leaving after winning and he looked back at the hat, leaving it there. Almost makes you think that maybe the Don gimmick is over. Maybe this is the ending of that. Like I'm going to be the character still, but I'm no longer the Don. I'm Tony D'Angelo now. I'm the guy you see beat Obafemi. I'm the guy who won tag team championships with a guy who I actually couldn't trust in the long run. I'm the guy who was a North American champion. I was a Heritage Cup champion. The only thing he never won was the NXT title. And you know what? Most guys, they really don't win that title.
Yeah.
We've seen some guys not win that title, go on and still do good things.
Sure. I don't feel like this is the end of Tony D'Angelo himself, obviously, but yeah, I could see it being the end of the Don part of that character.
Yes.
Like he just doesn't have a family anymore. If there's no family, what is there to be the head of? So he's not the Don anymore of anything. So, and then he just keeps the same personality as like New York street tough guy and just goes to win like that.
Yeah. I also enjoyed the Josh Briggs, Obafemi, Inamoris in-ring stuff this week, which for next week set up a triple threat match for the NXT Championship. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I could see a random title change coming.
I don't think it's going to be so random.
So.
I think the title change is coming. I don't think it's going to be random.
I just think they might hold it off till SummerSlam weekend, but this is a good preview of who could walk out with that championship at that point. Because Obafemi has to be.
I'm going to call it. I think that Briggs wins it. I think Briggs walks out the champ this week.
Let's see. Tyler doesn't like the Blake Monroe gimmick name. I mean, I feel like
it's been almost 2 weeks.
I also feel like she still kind of has the same gimmick because that's how we still see her. But at the same time, the Blake Monroe name has meaning to her, and also they probably didn't want her to stay Mariah May so that they could own and trademark the name because that's always been a WWE thing. I don't mind it. It does take a little adjusting too.
Let her build a bit of substance to the name. Let her give it couple of weeks. Give it a month, you know?
Yeah, give it time to see where they go with it, you know.
I don't mind the name. I kind of like the name Blake Monroe. It's
Because to me, it still fits the gimmick of what she
Yes.
was doing in AEW with
Glamorous.
Toni Storm. Yeah.
Yep.
So it still does, as long as she's her, because
Yes.
that's what worked. And that's what made everything with Toni Storm work so well. Because we know what she can do in the ring. Nobody's going to argue that.
Yeah, the name doesn't matter so much. It's who she is.
Yeah. And as long as that kind of sticks true with the WWE style of, hey, you know, we kind of want you to maybe be more of a character than yourself, you know, and it's a good counter. To be honest, they want to compete with AEW. It is a good counter to the timeless Toni Storm character because she worked with Toni Storm. She understands that character and what she's doing with it. So how does that translate over? It will be the question, and we can't answer that right now.
We'll see where she goes with it.
Yeah, and then on our main event this week on NXT, Masha, Sol Ruka, and Zarya defeat Fatal Influence.
Not really surprised by the result. You know, Fatal Influence, they've been in and out of cohesiveness over the past couple of weeks. And yeah, this was another out of cohesiveness match for them. But yeah, the three on the other side, Sol Ruka and Zarya and Masha. Yeah, sure. I could totally see them working together. If there was a trios division and they were all in the same roster, then sure, I could see them going after that trios belt together. They have very nicely complementary styles for each other.
Yeah. Did any of you guys catch any Dynamite this week?
Yes.
I did.
What did you think of everything for the fallout from All In?
We started with Hangman coming out and talking to the crowd after his win. You know, he's got that belt out of the briefcase now that he's the champion. So yeah, that was good to see that again. See it like being paraded around in front of the people.
I love that how many people he thanked, like it was an like he won an award and it was the acceptance speech. I would like to thank Orange Cassidy, Jay White, Adam Copeland, the Ops, Brian Danielson, Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, Serge Strickland. But most of all, I can't forget to thank you guys, the fans, and God, because without none of y'all, I wouldn't have been here.
Sure.
I mean, I paraphrased and added a little bit to the
That's
end,
fine.
you know, but
whatever. Partridge in a pear tree. So, but yeah, good to see Adam Page with the belt again. And then, you know, we got to hear from the Death Riders later in the show, and we're gonna come and get you again. Blah. So, it's what it is. You know, they're still going to be around. Yeah, they're not going away.
I really enjoyed the Hurt Syndicate promo that they recorded at All In that they showed. I liked all the Young Bucks stuff this week.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Can I go into the Hurt Syndicate? Back to the Hurt Syndicate real quick. How annoyed does Bobby Lashley still look at MJF though? Like, seriously, he's every week he looks like he's about this close to just beating MJF in the head.
I don't know. I didn't get that vibe this week like I've gotten in previous weeks with that because it seemed like more this at this point. Maybe he might be slightly annoyed at MJF, but at the same time, maybe he's starting to see the value of MJF currently being there because they were all successful. They all won their matches.
He was having trouble containing his laughter at the Mark Briscoe Tiny Pickle.
Yeah. He could just still be thinking about that wisecrack, you know. I also really enjoyed
Tiny Pickle.
I enjoyed the whole Cope and Stokely Hathaway in-ring thing. You know, Cope coming back. I didn't come back to save Christian and all this stuff.
It's funny that they're using the word edge in Cope's shirt. Like when it doesn't belong in the word, they're just respelling the word with edge in it.
You gotta be edgy somehow, right?
Yeah, but if you're trying to, you know, establish him as Adam Copeland and not be Edge anymore, then why are you going to just put it right there in the middle of the shirt? Now you're just
Because it's
being
still,
made fun of because people think you don't know how to spell, and the people who get it are making fun of you because you're using the name that you're trying to disassociate him from.
you know what? At this point, AEW gets made fun of for so much, and a lot of the flack they kind of don't deserve now. And people just want to still rip on them just to rip on them because they think it's the cool thing to do. But really, they're the worst type of marks there are out there.
Yeah.
Let's be
I'm not
perfectly
just
honest
ripping on
about it.
AEW just to
No,
rip on
no, no. We
AEW.
have
I'm ripping on this shirt particularly.
Yeah, no,
because
no,
it's
no,
a
no.
shirt.
I'm just saying. I was just saying. That's something that's there. But yeah, I kind of I'm looking forward to where this whole Cope Christian FTR thing goes. I'm hoping it's at Forbidden Door that we get the tag team match.
Where
But
Edge and Christian finally reform.
yeah, I just love that Stokes is like, if you touch FTR, you're automatically fired. Hey, when you said that, you didn't say that I couldn't touch you. So he takes out
And then
the two
security
guards.
just scatters. They're like, go ahead, have
Well,
at
he
it, man.
took out the first two. Took out the
And
next
then, yeah, the
one,
ones
and
that
the
were
last
outside the ring
guy.
were like, nope.
Nope, I'm out. I
You're
ain't
on your
dealing
own,
with
dude.
this. As always, I enjoy anything that's a Mark Briscoe promo. I would
He's
follow that
fine.
man. Just like Kyle O'Reilly, I would follow that man through the gates of hell.
I enjoy Mark Briscoe, but I do, wish he was more. I appreciate my comedy wrestlers. We all know this, but I just wish Mark Briscoe was more the old Mark Briscoe, not the comedy Mark Briscoe that we have now.
I feel like it's not purposely comedy. It's more that we see the comedy in it, because if somebody was acting like that in front of me in real life, I would still laugh at him, but that energy and that confidence he has still comes through because it's different. Because when he's in the ring, that
Right.
comedy gimmick is all gone.
Right.
Is Braun Breaker over?
Yes. Dogs are barking.
Mark Briscoe, if you think about it, think back to all those old promos from the Chicken Coop back in like Ring of Honor 20 years ago. He's the same dude. He just doesn't have the straight man with him to like keep him in check.
Yeah,
Jay was always the straight man, and he's not around.
Yeah, you don't have the person reining him in anymore.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind for it to like if you were to turn Mark Briscoe a heel and flip that. We're talking about something borderline Death Riders with him, because we know, but we also have to look at his age, right? Like maybe this is a spot he's comfortable in now, elevating the next generation of talent, and working with somebody like MJF. That's a great person for him to work with. For both sides. There's so much. Not that MJF needs to learn anything, but there's always something to learn in pro wrestling.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Which, as we would all know, which I would like to plug real quick, the Pro Wrestling Star Academy, Sign up today, right here in Mount Holly, New Jersey, 22 King Street. So if you live in the New Jersey, Philly area,
Delaware, Maryland, Ohio, however far you feel like driving.
You train our head trainer, Johnny Cashmere. Some of our other trainers, Pat Dynamite, Gabby Gilbert, Robbie Illuminati. And we teach much more than just wrestling. Graphics, being a manager, being a referee, a valet. You want to learn it? This is going to be the place to learn it with great minds.
Yep.
Now that we got the shameless plug out of the way. Just real quick, I would like to play something again real quick.
Sure.
As everybody knows, Tommy Grayson has successful surgery on his broken ankle. As we played at the top of the show video, I'm about to replay now. If you would like to support him in any way, he does have an Amazon wish list and also merch. There are QR codes on this video. You could scan them. Right, it's up on the screen, or go back to it. We have it right at the top of the program. and you can scan them to get merch or help a brother out and get him something off that wish list he could need. So here's that now.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are, 'cause when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
Yeah, and also if it's just we have scrolling at the bottom the link for the merch. You know, Tommy's a great guy.
Yep.
So, you know,
Hell of
you
a
want to be
wrestler.
kind and help a person out. If he's ever entertained you or you're just generally a fan and you have an opportunity to help, feel free to do it. But yeah, we also had an Okada match this week. We had another great Toni Storm promo from a balcony. You know, that seems to be her thing, you know. As we all know here, BJ's not the biggest fan of Toni Storm, but I think he's slowly starting to come around.
I mean, I still don't get the appeal, but it's not like I hate her, you know.
You know what? Just for you saying that, you get a 2-0 woo. But yeah, I'm looking for, especially after Collision. I don't really have too many notes on Collision because I just watched. I finished watching it before the show started, and I'm really looking forward to where this stuff goes with her and Athena. We're going to have Toni Storm versus Billy Starks next week on Dynamite, and Toni Storm has said if Billy Starks somehow beats her, she will give her a world title match.
So we got an eliminator match.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Cool.
We had the backstage segment with formerly known as the Patriarchy, now the Matriarchy.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes. I was going to bring up that at the end of the show. Gabe Kidd had to forfeit the G1 Climax due to an injury.
That sucks.
Well, you know what? Maybe he should stay out of Death Riders. Stay away from the Death Riders.
That's fair.
We had Swerve confront Okada after his match, so it looks like Swerve could be going after that Unified Championship. I'm down for Swerve and Okada.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then in the main event, we had Paige, Hobbs, and Briscoe defeat the Death Riders. And of course, they go after Paige after the match. Darby Allin is just standing like Batman in the rafters, just looking like, you better stop.
Well, he did learn from Sting. He did learn from Sting.
You know, which was enough to distract Mox and get the upper hand. And that's how AEW Dynamite went off the air this week. You know, I will say this, for any complaints I might have about AEW, most of them being that we don't need 6-hour pay-per-views like All-In, you know, they do put on a very excellent product. They just give us like a triathlon instead of just a normal marathon, you know. Like that's all it is. And I've come to the point I don't expect everything to have a full story, but it seems like a lot of their stories are doing better across the board.
Yep.
Just as of being more consistent. Like everything with the Young Bucks. They lose their EVP status. They had to Uber to the arena. Mm-hmm. And now they had the team back up with Don Callis. And then they had their Titantron videos completely redone, looking like Orange Cassidy did them.
No
pyro.
Pyro.
That's I think the funniest part for me. You just see them going like this, like, come on. And then they go to do the pose and just nothing. Absolutely great. Now, moving on to SmackDown. We'll talk SmackDown, and then we'll quickly give our match of the weeks.
Yeah.
And we will then preview Slammiversary.
Sure.
Which is starting in 40 minutes.
Yep. So we got to book our way through this.
Yeah, so SmackDown, we start off with something that's the ongoing story for the entire episode. And it opens up with a car accident right outside the arena involving Solo and his group. And they say it happened right before the show went live. So we have that going on through the show. We have the police going and take Jacob Fatu to be questioned.
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
Yeah, right. Which
Well,
kind
of badly.
Huh?
It didn't end badly.
Not this time.
So then later on in the show, we have Solo and his group MFT come out. And he's talking about that he's the one who brought Fatu and gave him guidance. He wouldn't be anything without Solo. And while Solo's talking about all this, we clip to the back and we see the police returning with Jacob Fatu. We have Jimmy Uso there. Like, come on, let him out the car. Come on, let him go. You know he didn't do. They let him out. They unhandcuff him, and they're like, "We're sorry, Mr. Fatu. You are cleared of all charges. You can go do whatever you want now.
Go handle your business."
Yeah, Fatu heads straight to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a nice brawl with all that. We get Jimmy out there at one point. And then as they're all leaving, we get Adam Pearce out. Hey!
Yeah.
You tried to frame Jacob Fatu, so he books them in a match at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. And not any match. A steel cage match.
Yep.
Now, you think that's the end? No. Then Adam Pearce brings out the police officers and they arrest Solo. And I saw a clip the next day on Instagram with Solo in handcuffs being walked through the arena. And you see Cody and it looks like he's getting ready to go to the ring. And he's like, "Come on, Cody, help me, man, help me." He just looks out and then you see Solo saying, I'm sorry. Oh, man. This brought a smile to my face.
Yep.
We also find out at the top of SmackDown this week that Charlotte, what stroke she has, used it to get herself and Alexa Bliss a women's tag team championship match at SummerSlam.
I'm not going to lie, for a second there, I thought you said Charlotte had a stroke.
I mean, I guess she would still be using her stroke, but not in the way that we would think at that point. And also Charlotte Flair beats Raquel Rodriguez. So, I mean, I would expect that. I'm more interested in next week's match with Roxanne and Alexa.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the more match to where it's going to be more back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could definitely see Roxanne.
We're all waiting for Homeland. We're all waiting for Homelander. It's just a matter of when. And it seems like the fans still have yet to kind of start the turn. Because usually it's when you start hearing the loud boos and it's multiplying through the crowd that is usually becomes the time. Or you start seeing anti-Cody fans.
Mm-hmm.
Which there are out there, but it seems like when you see people at an arena, especially for Raw, it's all Jey Uso mostly. SmackDown, it's mostly Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
It's just what it is. I'm hoping at some point, maybe I'm hoping sometime by WrestleMania, if not at WrestleMania.
Oh, I want it to happen way before then.
So I'm just looking at the latest. At that point would be at WrestleMania. You do the double turn. It's just you have to pair him with the right person. Because what makes it special is it has to be the two right people and the timing has to be right. Like with Bret Hart and Stone Cold. When Stone Cold passed out a bloody mess at WrestleMania 13? Yeah, 13.
Sounds about right.
I mean, that moment just went into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
Other big things from this week on SmackDown. Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes was pretty good until Aleister Black got involved. Which I'm more looking forward to Priest and Aleister Black anyway. But I'd like to see them do something more with Carmelo Hayes because we've seen how good he actually is and deserves a better. I feel like he deserves a slightly better spot than where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
he should be fighting for the mid-card championships.
Yeah, at some point he'll get there. It's just there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Which always seems to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
We had Stephanie Vaquer defeat Alba Fire this week.
Yep. As expected.
We had number one contenders fatal 4-way tag team match, which was really good. With Andrade and Rey Fenix defeating DIY, Fraxium, and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, that's kind of a surprise. That they were the ones that got the win there.
They're also the freshest team, so they would probably be the best team to feed first to the Wyatts.
Right.
Because the Wyatts have to run through the entire division, and right now they're kind of the bottom of that division, if you ask me, because they're a newly formed team. Nothing against the talent of either guy. We know how talented they are. It's just, again, I will say this. You're going to put Rey Fenix in a tag team. Why can't it be with his brother Penta and we get the Lucha Brothers in WWE? The Lucha Brothers versus Fraxium. The Lucha Brothers versus the Motor City Machine Guns in the WWE. The Lucha Brothers versus DIY. The Lucha Brothers versus the New Day. The Lucha Brothers versus the Usos.
Yeah.
I rest my case
back
there.
together first.
The Usos are a tag team right now.
I mean, we've seen them tag team once. I have a feeling if it was one of those things, and just imagine one of those things, they come back together as a team, and the Lucha Brothers are like, you know what? We know you guys aren't a tag team right now, but you're supposedly the best tag team in WWE history.
Let's see who the best tag brothers are.
Exactly. It's something very easy to set up as a one-off and not have to do it again and just give a dream match. Now, the best thing from SmackDown this week, the Cody Rhodes John Cena contract signing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that signing was legal 100% the way it went down. Not sure that could be held up in court.
I'll allow the signing to be legal and hold up. But the way Cena tried to get out of this match, had me cracking up.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that I wish he could have had just name dropped The Rock. Oh, I had to go to the higher ups. Well, who are the higher ups?
Yeah.
Just to have that little name drop without him having to show up, because that is still a thorn in Cody's side at this point.
Yep.
I understand everybody being 50-50 on the Wyatts, but I don't think they fumbled it. I just think it's been a lot of bad timing with injuries.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing
they are the tag champs.
Yeah, they have gold right now, and there's more to come from them. It's just we're not going to get the same thing. We're not going to get the Funhouse stuff, which I would love to see them standing in a burnt down Funhouse. And as I've said before, there have been rumors about bringing back the Bray Wyatt pig-looking theme costume for Bo to use in a match at some point, and kind of bringing back the Fiend with, for a one-off, because if it's a new costume, you can kind of kayfabe it as it's a new version of the Fiend, or something. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen something supernatural in WWE. I mean, Finn Balor has a demon in him. The Undertaker was a dead man. Kane used to be a dentist.
Yeah, right? How wild is that?
Us here, we are all fans of all that stuff, and I understand, but I just think that they're learning how to do it without Bray's influence, and they're doing a great job with it. Could it be better? Yeah. But the Wyatts also don't need to be on PLEs and don't need to be on the top of the card.
Yeah.
And they can be anywhere on the card, and the fans will instantly respond to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it special. And one thing I would love to see is an Uncle Howdy John Cena match. And that's where you bring back that Fiend costume. Just as hey, this is your last time. And I would love to see it done as a promo, like when they did the Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy sitting in front of each other conversation. You kind of do it like that, and then you slowly start seeing like flashes of the new costume for the Fiend, and you start seeing Uncle Howdy transform into the Fiend. If you do it like that and leave some mystique with it.
Can the Fiend exist without Firefly Funhouse?
Yes. The Firefly Funhouse was already destroyed at that point, so yes.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Randy Orton burnt that shit to the ground. Like his name was Adam Page. And it was Swerve's childhood home. Yes, that got kind of dark there. First time. But yeah, so at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena will be a street fight.
Yep. Yeah, provided the document holds up in court when it was signed by an unconscious man.
It'll hold up in wrestlers' court.
So it's a street
Little people's court.
Pretty much like, Travis Scott or whoever else is allowed to just come down and slap Punk or not.
I mean, Travis Scott, I don't know. I don't think we see Travis Scott in WWE again.
Oh, no, I heard he's
after all the reports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not dedicated to. He just wants to show up, do what he has to do, and leave. And then you see guys like who was it? I Show Speed. Like I'm not. Yeah. I don't really know
who he is. Spear from Braun Breaker.
Yeah, or you see guys like Bad Bunny come in there, Logan Paul. Jelly Roll, who had trained. Like everybody who wants to crap on him. Are you in a ring training doing anything? Probably
Jelly Roll looked good putting Logan Paul through that desk on late night.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. That was great. Dude, that whole segment. Like, Jelly Roll's interviewing Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre comes out. They fight to the back. Then Logan Paul comes out just to get choke slammed on NBC. Was it NBC?
I don't remember what station it was. Doesn't really matter. It's on YouTube.
No. Yeah. But yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely amazing. So let's get to it. Our match of the week.
Yeah.
Before we talk about Slammiversary, when I find the graphic, I'll throw it up. There it is. Dun 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 dun. Match of the week. Chef, why don't you start us off?
All right. I am going to start off with that gauntlet match we had for that number one contender. Just watching Braun Breaker just make his way through everybody in that match until obviously CM Punk won it. But it was a good, entertaining match. As far as being a gauntlet match, I've seen some that can feel like they're dragging on. This one didn't feel like that. It felt like it kept moving, good pacing, and everybody looked good in the match, even the guys who lost along the way. And CM Punk coming out on top. I'm good with that. We'll get a decent match between him and Gunther at SummerSlam and see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That's also my match of the week. Because as I said earlier, it felt like every portion of how that match was split up was 4 very good individual matches that could have been on any card without it being a gauntlet match.
Yep.
Like because usually gauntlet matches see some guys ran through real quick, and then we get the meat and bones of it in the back end. No, from beginning to end, that whole thing had to be Braun Breaker had to be in the ring 35 minutes
easily. So I do want to qualify this saying that the only reason this is my match of the week is because we disqualified Evolution matches because that was Sunday night. Otherwise, that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky one.
That's why we did our match of that
Yes.
show instead
Yes,
of the
exactly.
match of the week.
Yes, exactly. I'm just reminding people that we did disqualify that from being a match of the week candidate because it was just too good. Bring us to BJ. What's your match of the week, sir?
I have a backup just in case this one doesn't count because it's not on mainstream TV.
Oh, it can count.
Yeah,
But-
if it's new,
All right, I was watching JCW Lunacy, and
All right.
there was an amazing match between the Brothers of Funstruction and The Outbreak. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan Oliver and his tag team partner were on commentary for that match.
Nice.
which we know why they were on commentary for that match.
Now we know why, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we had always had time to talk more JCW.
I wish I had time to watch more JCW.
Dude, I'm like 10 episodes behind and I know everything that's happened. It's just one of those things where I want to watch it. And then there's also the GCW Triller shows to watch as well.
So for those of you not familiar with The Outbreak or Brothers of Funstruction, the Brothers of Funstruction are a couple of clowns. That's all you need to know.
That is their gimmick, being a couple of clowns. We're not saying they are literally.
No, we are saying they are literal clowns.
They beat the back seats, and I'm going to beat them now. But The Outbreak are brought out to the ring by a bald-headed eyeliner-wearing madman, pretty much, like a carnival show guy.
Okay.
But
they're like zombies.
They're zombies, and it's great. The gimmick, they do it so well. I was talking to DG before the show started. I don't think this gimmick would work with any other people and in any other like circumstance. I think they're striking gold right there with with what they have going on. And I love the match. If you guys haven't seen anything from either team, go ahead and check it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do agree. Yeah, if that's your match of the week, man. How long Triple H staying? Where's he staying? I don't know where he is, so I can't answer that question, man. I wish I could.
If you mean in WWE, I think he's got life.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Unless he gets caught at a Coldplay concert with some other woman.
There's the
no. Triple H, all right, as head of creative, that's Triple H's role. That is specifically his role in the company. Not everybody's always going to bat 1,000%. There's going to be things some fans like. There's going to be some things fans don't like. That's just what it is. But if you ask me, since he's taken over, it's been way more hits than misses.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a weird Fabergé egg angle.
Yeah.
I mean, among other things, he's not walking around in a do-rag with the ECW championship. And that's as far as I'm going with that one. Any other references you may know?
We'll just leave the rest unsaid.
Let me be honest. If I'm ever going to have to pick my favorite version of Vince, how much I would like it to be corporate Vince that feuded with Stone Cold, it's absolutely the short run as do-rag Vince with the ECW championship.
No, man, it's red bow tie announcer Vince.
If I was to speculate how long he would be there, I would say until he decides to leave.
Another 25 years.
Or he moves up more into the corporate side of everything and just starts moving away from that and having trust into somebody else. But I would always picture him there in a role kind of like Vince, being in Gorilla, having the headset on and still being there. Because I think he's very dedicated to the product. And we've seen that even with his heart attack and all that stuff that happened. That took him away from...
It's 2025. Yeah. I could see him doing this at least till 2040, 2045.
Yeah. I mean, unless something happens that has to pull him away.
We got Alan Angels versus Judas Iscariot Steel Cage Match Prestige World Championship on Prestige Wrestling YouTube channel 600 days ago. All right.
I actually saw that match pop up on my feed. I just didn't have time to watch it.
Judas Icarus is in TNA, right?
Who?
No,
No.
he's not.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
I've said Lifetime.
All right. So it looks like we've been
I've said
given
Lifetime.
options. I agree, Lifetime unless something happens that would have to pull him away. The wrestling is that man's life, and he's proven that with NXT. Yeah. Like, he has a proven track record. And if he were to leave, the first place I think he would go is TNA.
Sure.
In all honesty, I don't see him going to AEW.
No, and there's no WCW for him to go back to.
Or ECW, not that he ever went there, but But all right, guys, we got 20 minutes left in the show.
All right, time to make our Slammiversary picks.
Yeah. Did you want to start from the top of the card, work our way down?
Sure.
You know what? We'll start. I probably better I'll start from the bottom up.
Okay.
Well, all right, just real quick. How can you say Lifetime when The Rock can replace him? Not true. Within real life, The Rock only owns a minor number of stocks that does not actually equate. That equates enough to him having a vote on the board.
Yeah.
But he can't actually do
The Rock is the final boss is a gimmick.
Yeah. I think Triple H is in a position where he would have to be voted out because he also owns stock and is on that same board.
Yep.
So there would be a lot of maneuvering to get him off, and I don't see The Rock doing that. And at this point, I think there's too much heat on The Rock still after some of his past comments to be able to. So The Rock needs to take his own advice and know his role and shut his mouth.
Yeah.
At this point, to be perfectly honest. But I would like to talk some TNA now.
Yeah, all right. I've got the list of.
I have a list of matches here as well. I wanted to start.
Judas Icarus is working for TNA right now.
Okay.
Oh.
He's in the Northern Armory.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Now I know. Yeah, I know.
So I wanted to start off with
Steve Macklin, Jake Something, Nance Warner versus the Rope Breakers.
Is that what they're calling themselves?
Real One, Zilla Fatu, and Josh Bishop. Yeah, the Rope Breakers.
Just real quick. I really don't have a prediction for that match at the moment, but I would assume Cena retains still. I don't think this run is over unless there's a double turn in that match, which I would love to see. It would be better. And that's where we're at still too soon.
Yeah.
So, I'm very excited for this match with TNA versus Fourth Row.
Sorry.
Deathcore Dad in the chat. What is going on, man? Yes, Zilla Fatu will be on TNA tonight during the pre-show. I believe this is
he's part of this match that we're talking about right now here.
Yep.
With this whole Enzo crew.
Yeah. And I'm taking Enzo, Josh Bishop, and Zilla Fatu in this match.
All right.
They've played a couple weeks of promos with Enzo, and if you're going to start something, this is a good spot to set it up.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you there. I think the Rope Breakers win this one too.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
When is Tommy? Real quick. I would love to see Tommy Invincible. Most likely, I see him in TNA or AEW, but I would love to see that. He's actually gotten extremely over in the Indies this year.
Right.
So if he can hold that momentum into next year, I can see him moving up. Or being something more regular in GCW or something like that, just working his way up. Next is on the countdown.
ladies, we've got the Elegance brand versus the II Inspiration.
It's just the inspiration. It's not the
I know.
inspiration.
I'm just making sure that everyone knows there are two eyes, not just the one. Inspiration. So this team is iconic, I will say. So yeah, I am actually though thinking that the Elegance brand retains here. There's no reason they shouldn't retain this. They are elegance personified in this faction here. The personal concierge just brings that extra added touch. They're going to have M over in the corner as well. No reason that, yeah, they may be an inspirational team. They may be iconic, but the inspiration is not elegant.
I disagree. I think the inspiration wins the knockouts titles, and I think that Ash by Elegance moves on to whoever's the winner, Masha. Did you lose me there for a moment?
No, we got you.
But yeah, I think they lose. Okay, they lose the championship. I think Ash moves on to the winner of JC Jane and Masha because she is the number one contender.
Gonna have to agree with DG.
You keep saying this in the chat. I don't get why. Some people are young, some people are old. That's how they're going to look. That's how age works.
Okay, so moving along, BJ, who do you got in this? Elegance or inspiration?
That's what I just said. I'm gonna have to agree with Ginger there. I'm going with the inspiration.
Okay.
I also want to see it happen so that there's a possibility we see them appear in TNA maybe with those championships and see them back on a WWE show.
All right. Sure. All right. Next up, we've got Moose versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. So, who do we see walking out of here with that championship belt? BJ, I think you're starting this time.
I'm gonna go Slater.
Slater. All right. I think I'm going with that as well. I'm going with Slater as well. I think it's his time to get a belt. What about you, DG?
I have to flip. I think I might have to flip a coin here because this is one to where we look at it and we're like, yeah, it's Leon Slater's time, but then it's Moose.
Yeah,
and Moose is. It's just hard to pick against him, but I think in this case, I will agree. I would like to see. I will help Will into the universe a Leon Slater X Division Championship because I think Moose could move back into the TNA title picture now.
Yep. Okay. Following, we've got another crossover match between TNA and NXT with Dark State versus Matt Cardona and the System. This one actually should be a really fun match.
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn to go first again. I'm going with the TNA contingent. I think they handle Dark State in this match.
I agree. But I could also see where there could be some dissension between Cardona and everybody else but Brian Myers. But even then, I can see them defeating Dark State.
Oh, yeah. What about you, BJ?
Who's so it's Cardona,
the
Brian
TNA,
Myers,
Eddie TNA faction. We're going to have Cardona, Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC. So it's a 4-on-4 match.
He was the one I couldn't think of, JDC.
Yep.
Yeah, TNA guys. Yeah.
All right.
Dark State, I just feel like they're not there yet.
Yeah.
I think they are there, but this is a moment where we're going to have a lot of things happening and
moving parts.
Dark State just doesn't need the win at the moment.
No.
True. No. Yeah.
All right.
And this could be a feud that could continue.
All right. Next up, we have just a straight up singles grudge match here. Indy Hartwell versus Tessa Blanchard, who will be accompanied to the ring by Victoria Caldwell. So,
and there's the wild card there for that is the lady formerly known as Alicia Fox.
Yep.
I'm going to pick with my heart here, and I'm going with indie wrestling. I will take Indy Hartwell.
All right, BJ, what about you?
I support indie wrestling.
Support indie wrestling, yes.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just can't stand Tessa, and just hope she never wins again.
Well, I agree with you both, and I do support indie wrestling. I don't see Tessa losing this one, especially not with Victoria Crawford in her corner. Yeah, I just don't see how she walks out with a loss here. Not with all the bad blood that's been there between these two women for years. And so I just feel like Tessa, she's got herself an advantage. She's going to use it. She's going to come across with it, and she's going to take advantage and come out with the win again.
That one went over everything. Didn't realize that.
That's okay.
I'm just
But-
trying to plug stuff, follow Wyatt Wrestling
Yeah.
at Wyatt_wrestling here on YouTube and Instagram.
All right. And next up,
He does some pretty good stuff. He does live match alongs. Go ahead.
Next up, we have Mustafa Ali being accompanied by Order 4, a newly reinvigorated, reunited Order 4, coming out and taking on his old friend Cedric Alexander.
Without much
BJ.
explanation, because we're running low on time, I'm taking Mustafa Ali in this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Cedric.
Cedric.
I saw you go in that direction.
All right. And I am going Mustafa Ali, simply based on faction and numbers.
Oh,
I'm kind of looking at that and thinking the reverse there.
That's fair.
So what? We got 3 more matches here.
We do.
TNA,
Next up, we have
the tag team championship.
Tag team championship. The Nemeths versus the Hardys versus the Rascals versus First Class.
And a ladder match that added to it.
Yep.
You know what? I have the Nemeths retaining.
Okay.
It's a ladder match. Got to go hard.
That's the exact reason why I'm not picking the Hardys.
All right, so we got one for the Nemeths. We got one for the Hardys. You know what? I'm going to shock the world and go with the Rascals.
That was
I thought you were going to go First Class.
No,
I was about to say
not
that
that
gets you
shocking.
that'll get you sent to First Class catering.
Watch, First Class is going to win now.
Yep,
Yeah,
because
right?
none of us picked them.
Yep. That's the Rick Blade theory. All right. Second to last match, we have Masha Slamovich, accompanied by Li Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside, against JC Jane with Fatal Influence and champion versus champion match. TNA women versus NXT women. Winner takes all.
Oh, God. I don't know which way to pick with this one. I'm going Masha. I am going Masha. Trick right now has had the TNA title, so I think it's time for an NXT title to cross over. So I'm going Masha.
That was a process, and I was thinking the same thing. We've already seen it happen one way with the men. It's time for it to happen. Is Masha the right person? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what? I would have the same thing if it was still Jordan Grace as TNA Knockouts champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only reason I would pick JC Jane is because everyone has been calling her the most beatable NXT champion, which I feel would give her a little bit of grudge and a little bit of a fire, but I don't think that's going to be enough to beat Masha, so I'm also picking Masha Slamovich.
I also see it as that TNA women's roster is not going to let what happened with their championship happen to their championship that happened with the men's championship.
Right. All right, this brings us to the very last match of the night. Frick Williams defending his TNA title against 2 actual TNA superstars in Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. Who do we got for this one, boys?
God, you already know I want to pick Joe Hendry. I also want to pick Mike Santana. You know what, though? I'm going Trick Williams to retain.
All right.
And we still do have one more thing to talk about after this real quick.
Okay, well, let's finish this up. BJ, who do you got?
Santana.
Santana? All right. I will be the mark who picks Joe Hendry then. Just because.
So we got that out of the way.
Yep.
There is one more thing happening tonight at TNA Slammiversary, and something that of a question that was asked well earlier in the show, which was,
Yep.
are you? Or Captain Hill said that he's ready to fly tonight. What will they do with AJ Styles tonight? We got about 5 minutes. What do you guys think?
I think he comes out and dances an Irish folk dance.
Does he come out dressed like Hornswoggle?
Yes.
Hornswoggle
Irish folk dance dressed like
one?
Hornswoggle. Yes.
I would love to see Abyss also, and I've heard talk that he might make an appearance, but I don't know. Would he stick him in a match or something? AJ, that is like.
My theory, my actual theory is, I think they're going to announce AJ Styles for the Hall of Fame for Bound for Glory, and also a world title match possibly against Trick Williams.
I had a thought. Guest referee the triple threat
tonight.
Ooh.
I like
that.
I like that.
I do
and
like
that could be a setup to a match.
There's our official call. He's going to be the ref in the triple threat.
Well, everybody, just real quick, as I was trying to do now, I would like to play this one more time for everybody in the chat. For Tommy Grayson, if you'd like to help out buying merch or whatever, scan these QR codes. They both work. I tested them before the show, and buy some merch or get something off his wish list.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are, 'cause when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
At the same time, special shout outs as always, as I find everything here, to Wrestle Round.
Not even going to say.
Go give them a follow. Great guy. Don't forget to follow Spo Wrestling. If you're interested in becoming a wrestler and possibly wrestling for SPO one day, or Loco, or APP, check out Pro Wrestling Star Academy. Sign up today.
Conveniently located in downtown Mount Holly, New Jersey.
Inconvenient for me, but conveniently for you guys.
Stop disappointing Rick Blade, man.
Sorry, Rick. Hey, we made it an episode without anyone going to catering.
Yeah, how about that?
You shouldn't have said nothing. That's like having a no hitter going, and then you say, "Oh, hey, look,
there's 2 out in the 9th and 2 strikes." Ah, crap, home run.
We did have a mention of first class catering tonight, though.
We did.
Well, everybody, we had some new viewers here today. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends who you watch wrestling with. We do have plans for much more content coming up, and hopefully next weekend we'll have a couple things locked in so that we can make announcements of a couple things going on for possibly Summerslam weekend.
Cool.
There will be a future review from the gathering that me and Chef will be going to of the 2-night war between JCW and GCW, which I am
much
highly
more review than wrestling at the gathering.
Among music and other content, you could see anything posted here at any time that week. Otherwise, everybody, we're going to go watch the pre-show and Slammiversary. Everybody be good to each other and have a great night. Thank you, sir. It's good to see you in the chat. Everybody, have a good night. Go enjoy some wrestling and be good to each other. We'll see you next week for another episode of BJ and DG Talk Wrestling.
Everybody watching, I'm going to need you to visit www.freakkings.com. Check out all the merch. And before you do that, I'm going to need you to check out BJDG YouTube and Instagram. And while you're doing that, you won't have to remember the name, 'cause you'll remember the face.